Okay, welcome so much to our call, and thank you guys for being here and for taking part in this training. As always, I have the wonderful Emerald Ambassador Melissa Martin here with me helping out, and she's going to be sharing on this call also. So thank you, Melissa, for being here. Tonight, our topic is challenging yourself. And if you aren't challenging yourself in this business, you aren't growing, you're not going to be successful. That's all there is to it. Just laid it out there. There you go. I can tell you in the beginning of my business, I challenged myself and I started from day one. It wasn't easy. It wasn't fun. I wasn't excited to do the things that I had to do. I reached out to friends and family members. They said no. I mean, you guys know one of my biggest rock stars told me no several times. Not just once, but several times. And I just kept at it. I was persistent. I was consistent. And I committed to myself in the beginning. I said, I'm going to do this for 90 days. I'm going to really try to work this business for 90 days and see what happens. My goal for the first 30 days was to be silver. Made that happen. And in 90 days, I was gold, almost senior gold ambassador. But, after that point was when I realized, when I was about at senior gold, was when I realized, hey, I can really do this. I can make it happen. I can be successful in this business. But I had to devote those 90 days, and I had to work really, really hard those first 90 days. So hopefully you all have realized, no matter what your rank is, that you can do this, that you too can be successful. How many times have we heard it said, we all start with the same comp plan, the same products, we all pay the same amount, and we all have the same potential in this business. What you do with your business is what makes the difference. How you work your business is what makes the difference. So tonight we're going to kind of talk about challenging yourself and hopefully help you figure out if there is anything holding you back. And I can guarantee you, every single one of you on this call has something holding you back, myself included. And no matter what your rank is, there's something that's keeping you from being your absolute best ambassador there is. There's always something. There's always something you don't want to do. There's always something that you could do better. So hopefully this will kind of help open your eyes a little bit and maybe give you a little insight into what you can change, how you can be a little more successful. And maybe it will let you know what it is holding you back. Is it your actions? Is it your mindset? Is it your perspective? Is it your vision? Like I said, when I committed, I heard no's. I heard it doesn't work for me. I heard it's a scam, but I didn't let any of that deter me, and I didn't take it personally. And that's huge, because so often I see people, they take it personally. If somebody doesn't want to try our products, or somebody says they don't have success in our products, then they take that as a personal jab in the heart to them, right? How many of you have been disappointed because a close friend or a family member or someone you thought really needed these products or this business opportunity didn't like it, weren't successful, wouldn't even try it, and you take that personally? Now, let me give you a little analogy. And I thought about this the other day. It was so funny because I have a good friend in my neighborhood, and we had both been wanting to paint our houses. We had been really kind of sharing ideas and colors and going back and forth. And, oh my gosh, have you seen this color? Did you see this house? Whatever it is. Because we both really wanted to paint our houses. We didn't know what color we wanted. And that's a big decision, right? Because you have to look at it every single day, and you don't want to get it wrong. And it's hard to look at a little swatch and imagine it on this huge house and know whether the trim's going to work and the front door is going to work and the shutters are going to work. So we contemplated this for months and months. And I would see her and I'd be like, have you guys decided? And then you have to throw your spouse in the mix, right? So that makes it even harder. So I would see her, she would see me, we would discuss. And finally, she calls me one day and she's like, we pulled the trigger. We painted our house. Go see if you like it. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I took my husband over that afternoon. I said, this is what color we're painting our house. We live on the opposite sides of the neighborhood. I'm like, this is the color we're painting our house. This is what I want. Do you like it? He loved it too. We went, we hired a painter, we painted our house, right? The other day, I had a friend stop. This has been months ago. She said, I love your paint colors. My husband and I can't agree on anything. We saw yours. We love them. Can you share them with me? So what did I do? I'm like, oh, absolutely. Let me tell you what they are. Now let's think about this, right? Does everybody in my neighborhood love my paint colors? No, they don't. Because if they did, wouldn't every house in my neighborhood be the same color? Maybe somebody likes the color of my door. Maybe somebody likes the color of my shutters. Maybe somebody likes the base color of my house, but they would put different shutters or different door. And maybe somebody doesn't like any of my colors and thinks my house looks horrible. That's kind of how our Plexus business is. Some people are going to love it and going to be on the same page and are going to be so excited and be like, I found it, you found it, we're going to do this together. We're going to have the same color house and it's going to be great and we're going to be super happy. And some people are going to kind of like it and they're going to want to change a little bit about it. Maybe they're not going to want to do the business. Maybe they just want to try the products, or maybe they want to do the business and not even try the products, whatever it may be. So don't take it personally. I wouldn't take it personally if somebody said, I'm painting my house, but I'm not painting them your colors. Would you take that personally? If somebody painted their house a different color, you wouldn't, because different things work for different people. I don't want every house in my neighborhood the same color. I don't want everybody wanting exactly what I want in life. Because, if every single person we knew wanted to be a Plexus ambassador, what would happen to our business, right? We still want those people out there that are not Plexus ambassadors, that are not Plexus customers. We want to be able to build our business. We don't want everybody we walk up to say, oh yes, sign me up and I'm going to be successful. We want that variety. So don't take it personally if somebody doesn't want to jump on board with you or somebody doesn't want to try the products. These products and this business is not for everyone. Not everybody can do this. It's not. So many of us say, this is so easy. I can't believe this is work. That's not that way for everyone. You're going to have hard times and you'll need to do some things that are going to challenge yourself and take you outside of that comfort zone. But how do you know if you are willing to commit to challenge yourself? You start by learning how to better yourself, right? So let's let Melissa talk a little bit about that.
Thanks, Haley. I love that analogy of the house paint. I've never heard that story, so that was perfect. Okay, so guys, you're all here. There are 100 of you on this call. I'm sure there were a lot more trying to get on. So you're here. So that tells me that you're taking this opportunity seriously. You're taking time out of your night. You're attending this call. And why wouldn't you, right? I mean, the possibilities with Plexus are endless. You see it. I mean, you see it on Facebook. You see what the jewels are doing, the diamonds are doing. You get to see it all. So you attend these Zoom calls, you hear these things that are being said, you're watching people succeed, but you're still not having the success that you want. And why? Why aren't you? If you want this to be a career, you have to work for it. It's like Haley said, some people say that it's easy. And, I think it is easy sometimes. It's definitely fun all the time, but it's still work. And it should be work. We get paid really well, so we should have to work for it. If you're not working for it and you're making a lot of money, kudos to you, because most of us do work for the income. In the process of working for it, though, you have to improve yourself also. You can read books, you can listen to podcasts, and those should be things that you're doing to become the best that you can be, not just in the business, but in general. You'll hear people say all the time that this is a self-development with a compensation plan. And I believe that to be so true. I mean, I look back at where I was 2 years ago to where I am today, and I'm totally different in how I handle situations. But the biggest thing is that you have to take the first step and go after what it is that you want to happen. So I want to give an analogy too of a house on fire. Okay. So let's say you come home.
Not my pretty house. Not my pretty painted house.
No, not your pretty painted house. Okay, this is the old house that you're going to sell. Okay, so you come home and your house is on fire. Okay, and your family is inside the house. Lord, we're hoping that this is not going to happen. I'm just giving you an example. Okay, so you come home, the house is on fire. Do you stand back and think about what you're going to do next? Do you come up with a plan? And you do need a plan, but do you sit and wait for it to all come together? Do you worry about what your neighbors are going to say if you rush in to get to your family? Are you worried about what people are going to think? No, you're not. You are going to go in and get your family. Now, I'm not saying that Plexus is equivalent to your house on fire, because it's not. But this is an opportunity that can save somebody's health. It can save their finances. You just don't know how it can change their lives. And you're sitting back and letting fear of what others think about you or you're waiting for all the pieces of your puzzle to fit correctly before you go after it. And so when you do something like this, you're going to fail because you are getting in your own way. You're getting in the own way of your success because you're talking yourself out of doing what needs to be done. You know what needs to be done. So if you want this, you have to go after it. Not worried about what the people around you think, not worried about your failure or your success, because that's also a fear. But you have to go after your dream. You have to go after what is best for you and the people that you care about and that you are responsible for. We don't have forever to get started, y'all. Life is short. If you want to make the most out of it, then you have to start taking action. So how do you do that? It's like Haley said, you have to challenge yourself each day to do something that pushes you to be better and to do more. You can't idly sit by and just hope that things are going to happen. You have to take action. It doesn't just come.
Right. So let's talk about how do you take that action? What is it that you need to do to challenge yourself for your business to grow? So I'm going to go over 8 things that we feel are important enough that we could talk about on this call and that you should be doing. And number 1 is to do at least one thing each week that scares you. And I mean, it scares you. You know, reach out to somebody on your chicken list, host a meeting, host an online event, share your why through video, call a prospect, and whatever it is that scares you. Now, what scares you may not scare someone else. You know, I'm terrified to talk in front of a crowd. I do it. Some people are like, oh, you can have 1 million people in front of me and I can talk all day long. Do what scares you. If it doesn't scare you, it doesn't count. Now, I'm saying do this every one thing a week. You should do this every single day, but let's start small. Let's do that one thing each and every week and see if you don't grow as a person, if your business doesn't grow, and if you just don't learn how to work your business better. So that's number 1. Do at least one thing each week that scares you. Number 2, set a timer for those hard, scary things. If you planned, you know, whatever your goal is, if you plan to reach out to 5 people a day, if that's your goal, if you're doing the 5-3-1 or even the 3-2-1 or whatever you're doing, whatever's working for you, set a timer. So say I'm going to reach out to 5 people today. I'm going to set my timer for 30 minutes. And I'm going to reach out to those 5 people within that 30 minutes. Now, if you choose to call them, if you choose to email them, if you choose to message them, whatever it is, do it in that allotted time. If you put the pressure on yourself, you're going to get it done. If you do it first thing before you start anything else for the day, you're going to feel much more accomplished than if you keep putting it off and never get it done. Number 3, stop self-sabotaging. Guys, I see this so much. This is what holds a majority of the people back. Totally. You know, wake up each morning and give yourself a positive thought or state your goal out loud. Stop complaining and stop being negative. Stop saying, oh, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, or you know, I don't know enough people. I don't have a big enough network. I have heard every excuse under the sun. And like I say 1,000,000 times, you give me your excuse and I will find more than likely a diamond ambassador that had that exact same excuse and then some, but yet didn't let it stop them. You know, you have to learn to become positive in all things you do. If you have to deal with outside negative forces, you know, if you have a spouse or a sister or coworkers or friends on Facebook that are negative towards you and your business or you or your business or whatever it is, and that's constantly dragging you down, turn their words into motivation. Make that your motivation. And if you have to block somebody, if you have to unfriend somebody, I don't care if it's your mama. If they are bringing you down, you can unfollow and, you know, or you can block, or you can say, you know what, mama, I am trying to be successful in this business and you're not helping me out. So we're not going to be Facebook friends for 90 days while I work my business. Whatever it is, whatever is holding you back. If it's your spouse or your sister, sit them down and say, hey, here we go. Please just give me 90 days to show you what I can do. For 90 days, will you support me and be positive? And if they say no, then say, all right, I'm going to do this without you. And then maybe you'll support me. You have to stand up for yourself and stop self-sabotaging. That's what it is. When you feed into other people's words, when other people can tell you how you're going to be, what you're going to be, whether you're going to be successful or not, you're never going to be successful until you make up your own mind and do it yourself, no matter what it takes.
Hey, Haley, I want to add something in there. That was good, because I'm telling you, like, that has been some of my life, guys. I mean, it really has. There's been people that I've had to somewhat not eliminate, but kind of set my boundaries so I can have, I mean, my dad was one that said, this will never happen for somebody like you. And he sees that Lexus every week now, and he has to eat those words. But, you know, I was going to say, when you said when you wake up each morning, that you set the tone every day when you wake up. And I heard this in a movie that I watched, The Secret. So if you've not watched it, watch it. But, you know, when you lay in bed right before you get up and you're like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I don't want to go to work today. Or, oh, I don't want to deal with the kids today. You set the tone for your bad day. So instead of saying that, wake up and say, gosh, it feels so good to be awake this early. I can't wait to get the kids out of bed. I can't wait to get my children breakfast when you know they're going to fight with you. I can't wait to go to the gym, whatever it is, but set the tone for that positive day, and you will be amazed at how your actions turn around for the day. It's crazy.
Oh, absolutely. And let me tell you, my family now knows it is a rule in our house, and it has become such a rule that it's not even we don't even have to think about it. There's no negativity in our house. We do not speak negative thoughts. We don't say anything like, you know, when we were going to get orders, it was either DC or my husband was going to Bahrain for a year unaccompanied without us. We never said, if you go to Bahrain. We always said, when we go to DC. We always talk the positive. We always speak the positive. And it's not just that, it's everything in our life now. If one of my girls says, oh, I don't think I'm going to do good on that test, I said, no. We don't talk like that anymore. It's, I'm going to do amazing on that test. I know I have studied enough to be where I need to be. And when you change your life and change the life of others around you, it is amazing what a difference it makes. And it will help you become a more positive person. And like Melissa says, you've got to get away from that negativity. If somebody is drama, if they are negativity, if they bring you down, if it is more work to be their friend or to be around them, you need to release them from your life, and it is okay. Guys, when Leslie Zann was here, I had to sit down with her about some situations. And I said, look, this is going on. And she said, you know what? Release those people from your life. If they are holding you back, if they are making you miserable, if they are causing you any kind of stress like that, release them from your life and move on. And that's what I did. And let me tell you something. My husband said to me the other day, oh my gosh, you have been so much happier since you have done that. Your life has been so much more cheerful for you since you have done that. And it really makes a difference. So it is okay to do what is best for you. And you know what? It may be best for that person too. You never know. And maybe being around you causes them to be that way. Maybe, you know, there's jealousy or envy, or they just clash with your personalities, whatever it may be. It could be a win-win, and it is okay to release that person and move on with your life. Okay, so that was number 3, stop self-sabotaging. Number 4, stop trying to lead others when you need to grow. Guys, we all need to grow. We're always going to be catching up to our team. And it is true, like we say, when you have one team member, you're a leader. But you must always, always, always work on growing your business and spend more time on that than trying to lead people. Do you want your strong ambassadors working on leading and not growing? Or do you want your team to grow? If I recruited people and said, okay, you get one person and we're all leaders and let's just start leading that one person, that's not going to be a successful business. That's not going to be a successful team. Nobody's going to promote, right? Because they're not going to work on that business building. You need to work on building your business. Spend a lot of your time on building your business. I tell people when you first start out, it's 90% building your business, 10% on your team. It's great to sit down with your ambassadors maybe once a week, but you don't need to talk to somebody every single day for hours and try to help them build their business. You need to set designated times. You need to streamline it, 15 minutes a day if they need you every single day if they're brand new, and then work it down to 15 minutes a week or 30 minutes a week or whatever it is. It's not productive to continually, just be there working their business for them. You need to work your business. You need to have somebody to lead and continually build your business. Number 5, keep up with your team. Guys, this is hard. I have been running from day one because I have some amazing people on my team. And this was something that I really struggled with in the beginning. If your team is outgrowing you, if they're growing as fast as you can keep up with, if they are outgrowing you or growing faster than you, then you aren't challenging yourself enough. You're not staying a step ahead of them. It was very difficult for me to stay a step ahead of a bunch of my leaders. It still is to this day. I mean, I have some leaders, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're blowing me out of the water. Hold on, let me see what I can do to keep up here. But you have to do that. You have to grow. You have to have that personal growth, and you have to grow as a leader. And the best way to do this is to challenge yourself. You know, if I would have sat back and said, no, I'm not speaking at convention. No, I'm not hosting any opportunity meetings. No, I'm not coming to speak at your event, because I was scared. I'm scared to speak in front of people. I wouldn't have grown as a leader. And what kind of leader would I have been to not be able to even go to an opportunity event? You know, you have to do those things that scare you. You have to do those things that challenge you. You have to stay ahead of your team. Once you lose your team and they pass you, there's no getting them back. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. I'm sure it could possibly happen, but I've never seen it happen. I've never seen anybody's team outgrow them and then look to them to lead or look to them as a leader. You know, that's when I say it's time to become an encourager or motivator at that point, if you still want to be engaged with your team. Number 6, plan an event and host it sometime this year. If you have not personally hosted an event, now I don't mean you have all your ambassadors set up an event for you and find the venue and figure out who's speaking and who's doing the testimonies, and you show up and say, woohoo, here's my 2 minutes. I mean, plan an event and host it yourself. Now, people can help you, but you need to do it. You need to set the example. No matter what rank you are, no matter how new you are, set your plan and do not let others completely take it over for you. Do this at least once a year. This will really, really help you grow. Guys, people tell me all the time, they'll reach out to me and say, hey, I need a Jewel ambassador to come to it. I want to have a meeting. I need a Jewel ambassador. I need somebody there to host it or there to speak. And I'm like, do you realize when I had my first event, I may have been gold. I think I was still silver. I may have been gold. I just did it because I knew I needed to do it. And I had never been to an event. I know Celeste was in the same situation. She had never been to a meeting. She had never been to an event until she hosted her own. I think Kendra was the same way. You know, she was geographically separated from me. She kind of did the same thing. Of course, we talked about it. I know Melissa did the same thing. You know, when you're not where your upline is and you've never been able to attend a meeting, you just have to jump off that cliff and do it. But you have to do it. It's very important to do this and to set the example and get it flowing. Number 7, find your ratio and live it for 1 month. Guys, you know I talk about your ratio all the time. And this is figuring out how many people you need to talk to reach your goal. If you want 3 brand new ambassadors or 3 brand new preferred customers for the month, and for every 10 people you talk to, you get 1 of those on average, then you know you need to talk to 30 people each month. That's at least 1 person a day. This can be somebody new. It can be somebody you already know, whatever it is. But if that's your goal for, let's say, April, if your goal for April is to get 3 brand new ambassadors, then you know you need to talk to at least, and I mean at least 30 people, and that's bare minimum. So you can make it 45 to be safe. You can make it 60 to be safe. But no, you have to talk to at least 1 person a day or 7 people a week, however you make that happen. Set that goal. When you figure out that ratio, your life will change, trust me. You know, there are some people they can talk to 2 people and 1 will recruit. There are some rock star recruiters out there that I don't know what they say to these people because I've asked them and it's not anything special, but they have some magic sauce going on when they talk to these people, and they are rock star recruiters. And then number 8 is set a recruiting goal for the month, and let's say for the month of April, but try to hit it in the middle of the month. This is something I try to tell people. I'm like, set your goals like that, whether it's your PV or whether it's your recruiting, and try to hit it in the middle of the month. Don't wait for the end of the month. Work on reaching all of your goals before the deadline. If you want to turn senior gold this month, don't say, oh, I'm going to be senior gold on the 28th or the 29th or the 30th. Say, I'm going to be senior gold on the 24th or the 25th or the 26th at the latest. Shoot for that. Shoot for it as soon as you possibly can do it.
Awesome. That's good stuff. I love it. I love the thing about hosting the event, because here is the key about that. I'm just going to piggyback off of that a little bit, Haley. But if you will have your own event, even if you're geographically dislocated from your upline, whenever you have people in your team that are geographically dislocated, when they want you to come and do a meeting, you say, hey, look, you do your first few, you get people going. When you get the gold, senior gold, we'll talk about me coming. But you've been there, you've done it, and you can sympathize and you can show them what they need to do to, because Haley talked to me on the phone before I had mine. Haley and Kendra both talked to me. I was scared to death, y'all. I was scared. And there were like 40 people there. I couldn't believe it. So, but we managed. It's okay. And I love doing meetings now. So just step outside of your comfort zone and do it. All right. So you hear all that. If you are not honestly challenging yourself every day, then you're living in your comfort zone. And we like to live in our comfort zone, right? It's like a little bubble. And we're safe inside that little bubble. But this is where your dreams are too. So you keep your dreams in this little safety bubble, and you're limited as to what can fit in the bubble. You can only put so much in there. Okay. So really visualize that bubble and think about what it is that you want. And it's all contained in this little bubble. Eventually you're going to get frustrated. All those dreams in the bubble, they're just wishes. And wishes are things that are not necessarily going to come true. I want you to think about when you're a child and you blow out your birthday candles and you wish for something. Normally it's something crazy. All right, let's say you wish for a puppy and your parents say, we're not having a dog. So you're not going to get the puppy, but you wish for it anyway. Or you go to the convenience store and you stand in line to buy lottery tickets to win $600 million. You know that the chances of you winning that are very unlikely, but you wish for it. That's a wish. If you want to actually pursue your dreams, then you're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone, and it's going to require effort. Wishes are things that are unlikely going to happen, and if they happen, it's just luck. Dreams require action. They require you to work for those actions. If you stay inside of your safety bubble and you wish for all these things to happen, but you don't do the work, they're not going to happen. I mean, I can pretty much guarantee you, unless you just happen to get very, very lucky. And you don't want that. You don't want to just get lucky. You want this. I mean, it's so rewarding to see what you can accomplish when you really put your mind to it. So now once you step outside of that safety bubble, that's when you start pursuing your dreams. When you have a dream, you're passionate about it. You're willing to put in the effort. It's just like Haley said, it doesn't really feel like work. Some days it does, but most of the time it doesn't. And at that point, you're not going to allow anything to stop you. All those naysayers, all those people that criticize you for a direct marketing or direct selling, who cares? I mean, really, why does it matter? It doesn't matter. So you can criticize them for doing what they are doing that you don't necessarily agree with. We all do things differently.
Yeah.
And that's part of
Yeah, can I just say, I claim my network marketing. When I meet people and they say, what do you do? Or they say, do you work from home? And because I got a lot of that as we were looking for houses, and I'd say, I need an office. And you work from home. What do you do? I said, I'm a network marketer, or I'm in network marketing. I work for Plexus, a health and wellness company. Have you ever heard of them? But I claim it right up front. That's something I learned from Celeste. Like, why shy away from it? Just lay it out there. You know what? You should see my paycheck. I'm a network marketer and I'm proud of it. So yeah, definitely something you can, you shouldn't shy away from or be afraid of.
Yeah, it's like 80% of top income earners are in network marketing. Own it, guys. You're in network marketing. It is something to be proud of. Celeste taught me that too. When I heard her say that, I'm like, yeah, I'm a network marketer. Yeah, I quit my job because I'm in network marketing. Be proud of it. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid that people think that you're trying to make money off of them. Walmart is making money off of them. So why not you? I mean, really, it's a business. So anyway, we got off on a sidetrack, but once you step outside of your bubble, just think about it. Like, you are stretching that bubble. You are making it bigger. You're growing, and that's what you want. So I'm about to be a little tough with you here, but don't fool yourself and think that you're doing everything you can do to become successful. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to other people. I mean, I can improve. We all can improve. So if you're sitting there saying, I'm doing everything I can, no, you're not. You're not. I mean, the thing is that we can always do a little bit more. We always have room to grow. And every one of you can be and do exactly what you want to. The only person stopping you from doing that is you. You're the only thing in the way. So my reflection for this call is, what will you commit to do each day to challenge yourself? Put the plan into action and start it tomorrow. Don't put it off anymore. Take action and go after what it is that you want for yourself.
Absolutely. And guys, I want you, when you get off this call, as soon as you get off this call, think about what scares you the most in this business. Is it talking to people? Is it reaching out to people? Is it being embarrassed? Is it looking like a fool if you're not successful? Is it, you think you can't do it? Whatever it is, write down the one main thing you think it is that scares you the most and plan to do that next week. Look at it every day up until Sunday or Monday or whatever. Look at that every single day. Look at it first thing in the morning, look at it first thing at night, put it on your mirror, whatever. Look at what scares you in this business, what scares you, why you think you're not successful, what you feel is holding you back. Look at it and then plan when you're going to do it. When are you going to take action on this? When are you going to change and challenge yourself? Because I'm going to tell you, you have to do what you don't want to do. You have to. There's no getting around it. Like I said, I challenged myself to turn silver in 30 days. By like day 25, I still wasn't silver. I had 2 people. So what did I do? I said, okay, I need to regroup. I've got to go out and find somebody else. So I started thinking, who do I know that I can connect with, that I do connect with, that has a great network or has, a good flow of people around them? Who is that? And I talked to several people until that happened. But it happened on day 27 because I realized on day 25, I needed to step up. You know what that taught me? Is that when I step up, things happen. So I started really stepping up from that point on because I really wanted to promote. I really wanted to see how successful I could be in this business. So no, you have to do what you don't want to do. You have to become a different, better person to be successful in this business. You can't stay where you are, no matter who you are. I guarantee you every single ambassador in this business has grown in some way. I don't care how magnificent they were when they started. They have grown in some way since they started this business. You're going to have to grow. You're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone. You're going to have to become a different person. Like Melissa says, you can use those excuses all day long. But if you're not doing anything about it, that's all they are, is a wish and an excuse. You need to make a plan and fulfill your dreams because you can do it. You can get out there. I don't care if you only know 2 people. I hear that day and night. My network's not big enough. I don't have any influence. Make it happen. You can. You can change yourself and become a different, better person. But you have to do what you don't want to do. If you're not willing to do that, that's fine. That's totally up to you. But you're going to have to do that to be successful. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the call. Melissa, do you have anything else to throw in there?
Hey, I was just going to say that sometimes when you do those things you think you don't want to do or that you don't like, you may end up loving them. Right before I started Plexus, I was back in school and I hated standing up in front of groups talking. And now I don't mind it at all. So you may find what your passion is by just stepping outside of that box a little bit. Just have fun with it. Just challenge yourself and you'll be surprised at who you are and who you can become.
Right. And it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how long I was a stay-at-home mom for 13 years. I didn't need anything outside the home. I was happy being there for my husband and my kids. And now I have my own career, my own successful career, my own multi-million-dollar business successful career. Who would have thought? And I enjoy it so much. So guys, you can figure out where you need to be, where you want to be. You just have to step up and challenge yourself. So thank you so much for being on the call. Thank you, Melissa, for being here and sharing your insight as always. I hope that you guys got some great tidbits to take away with you. And I hope you will go write down that one thing you're going to do next week that scares you. And I would love to hear about it. Feel free to post it. Maybe I'll put a post on the team page and we'll see if everybody's really willing to put it out there. So have a great night, guys. Bye.